What is good, everybody? You know me. It's your boy Craig, aka the MIC, and welcome to this episode 15 of your favorite weekly wrestling roundup podcast, calling the spots, the podcast where I take wrestling and round it up weekly. On today's episode, we will be discussing the, I guess you can say, controversy around the TNA World Championship and the NXT relationship thing that happened recently at TNA, both at Turning Point and on Impact. I'll give you a little thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Turning Point, as well as we were discussing the return of Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, to the WWE on Friday Night SmackDown, competing in the Last Time Is Now tournament. But before we get into it, if you don't already, please drop a subscribe, drop a follow if you're listening to this on Spotify. Like, share, leave a comment, all that good stuff. It all goes towards the algorithm, and as we know around here, algorithm is king. But now let's just get into it. It is time for episode 15 of Calling the Spots, and I want to jump right into it. I like to try my best to keep things on this channel positive about pro wrestling. There's enough negativity about wrestling, and I don't want to feed into that narrative, even though, annoyingly, that's the world we live in of, anger and rage baiting is the only way you can get views, seemingly. If you work your ass off, that's the only way you can get views. But I want to talk about TNA, and it's not very often I talk about TNA much on this channel anymore. But I need to talk about this because it's kind of annoyed me. So in case you missed it, on last Thursday night's Impact, live Impact, in the main event, Mike Santana defended the TNA World Championship against Ryan Nemeth. It was interrupted by stars from NXT, being Lexis King, Charlie Dempsey, Stax, High Rise, and Robert Stone. I'm sure I'm missing someone else, but no, Brooks Jensen. There we go. They jumped Mike Santana, injured his shoulder, and then after NXT cleared off, Frankie Kazarian, the co-holder of the Coil Shot Trophy, came out and cashed it and called his shot and cashed in the trophy and became the new TNA World Champion. This pissed a lot of people off, and I get it. It pissed me off at the time. Mike Santana had the push for Mike Santana to get the title, the storyline, the build up to Mike winning this title, just for Frankie to cash in and for Santana to lose it via the Coil Shot Trophy. Now, that did piss me off, and certainly when it's happening, it pissed me off. But after, it gave me mixed feelings because Frankie Kazarian has more than earned a run as TNA World Champion. It should have happened a long time ago. Am I happy it came at the expense of Mike Santana? No. But Frankie Kazarian is now a Grand Slam TNA World Champion. And again, it should have happened a long time ago. It's crazy that it took this long for it to happen, but it's happened. Now, I've been seeing Kazarian get a lot of hate online for this. Like it was his decision. Even though spoiler alert, wrestling is scripted. So for people to just go after Kazarian because he did this, And it, this is literally the point of the trophy. People don't get annoyed when, well, I'm sure they did, but I didn't see many people annoyed when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank on CM Punk, or when, I don't know, uh, when Nick Nemeth cashed in on Del Rio. I know it's different situations, but this is literally the point of the Call Your Shot trophy. So for people to be annoyed about it, or not necessarily for people to be annoyed about it, but for people to give Frankie Kazarian shit online, it's a bit silly. More than a bit silly, it's stupid. I'm sick of saying this, but this this is it's literally the point of the trophy, and this has happened before. In TNA, it happened before. Josh Alexander won the TNA World Championship after Kenny Omega won the title, took it to AEW, then dropped it to Christian Cage, and at Bound for Glory, Josh won the title. And then immediately after, Moose cashed in the Call Shot Trophy and became the TNA World Champion in front of Josh's wife and kids. So this isn't new. You know, it's bad enough people got pissed off that there were two Call Shot Trophy holders. Like there's never been two Royal Rumble winners. Like there's never been co-champions outside of TNA. So that is just, there is a double standard when it comes to TNA wrestling. Other companies can do whatever the hell they want, but if TNA do it, it's the worst thing they've ever seen. And this has always been the case, unless it's a company copying TNA. There's been plenty of times when something has happened in TNA and has then happened elsewhere. The beautiful people in TNA are killing it. So what did WWE do? They put Layla and Michelle McCall together. We get Lay Cool. Same thing. A few months before Bully Ray left TNA, he it was Bully Ray and Bully Ray especially had a problem with Dixie Carter and the Dixie Carter, Ethan Page, EC3, Ethan Page, EC3, Rockstar Spud, Ezekiel Jackson, and Snitsky. And he got very annoyed with them and put their names on tables. He then got Devon involved. He then got Tommy Dreamer involved. Then got Al Snow involved in the match that led the and then a few months later in the WWE, that group has a problem with the Wyatts. What do? They put names on tables, or Bully Ray puts names on tables. They then get Tommy Dreamer involved. Then they have a match. It's the same thing. In COVID times, Brian Myers set up the Learning Tree faction. What then happens? Like about a year later, Chris Jericho starts the Learning Tree. And I'm not saying it doesn't go the other way. Daniel Bryan wins the TNA World Champion, wins the WWE Championship. What did TNA do? They give Eric Young the title. It's the same thing. This happens in wrestling. There's no originality in pro wrestling anymore. There just isn't. You can go back, if you go back far enough, it's all been done before. Everything you can think of in pro wrestling has been done before. So for people to just say, oh, lol TNA, lol TNA. I've said this on so many podcasts before. I'm sick of saying it, but I'm going to say it again. If there is one company who has earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to their booking, it's TNA. There have been so many times when people have been annoyed with how TNA have booked shows or booked certain people, but they've always turned it around and made it work. When Josh Alexander lost the TNA World Championship, they sent him on a redemption story. Josh Alexander had some of his best matches in TNA during that redemption. Tomohiro Ishii, Minoru Suzuki, Jonah. Hell, even had a bang of Charlie Haas. So for people to think that, oh, well, why did you do it to Santana? Like, I get it. I was pissed off too, but let's see how let's let it play out before we fucking judge it. You can't just see something happen. The IWC want things immediately. They're not willing to wait for anything. When Santana lost the TNA World Championship, lost the match at Slammiversary, people thought it was never going to happen. I was annoyed too that it didn't happen. But when you can look back on it, Mike Santana wasn't supposed to be in the match in the first place. There was an uproar from the fans, and they added Santana to the match. So there wasn't really a build for Santana in that match against Joe Hendry and Trick Williams. So I understand a bit more why he didn't win that. Then he went at Bound for Glory. Now, yes, they could have had it happen straight after Bound for Glory, or straight at Bound for Glory. And I don't really know why they didn't. Maybe they're waiting for this NXT thing to kick off. You have to let things build. People want the payoff straight away. And that's a big problem. And also, I can almost guarantee the amount of people who are getting arsy online about this don't watch TNA on a regular basis. They haven't been there. It's just any excuse to make digs at TNA. Any excuse to go lol TNA. But when AEW makes silly booking mistakes, it's fine. No biggie. You know, you can have someone being fucking trying to fucking drown someone on TV. But that's fine, it's just part of the story. You can have people trying to suffocate someone with a plastic bag. It's fine, it's just wrestling. You can use fire, you can use anything. It's just wrestling. But when TNA think, let's make this more interesting. I don't even know if they're trying to make it more interesting. I don't know what they're thinking with this, but it's not my job to think. It's my job to watch the fucking product. And I will watch the product. They want people talking about the product. And guess what? People are talking about the product. They're talking about Frankie Kazarian beating Mike Santana to be the TNA World Champion. Then we get a pissed off Mike Santana. Let's see how this plays out. He will get it back. He will get it back. He might probably be out of Genesis at this point now, but he will get it back. Just give it a fucking chance. Rant over. Now I want to talk about sticking with it a little bit, but changing direction towards the NXT part of the storyline. Yeah, as I said, during the match between Santana and Ryan Nemeth, Brooks Jensen, Stax, High Rise, Charlie Dempsey, Lexus King, and Robert Stone overran TNA, overran the main event. Few people came up to try and stop it. They beat them down. And the same thing happened at Turning Point. Did I think it would be done at Showdown? No. When the show of brand supremacy ends in a draw, I'm kind of thinking this might not be done. Turns out it isn't. And again, before the attack happened on Impact, Ava was there at Impact and was introduced by Santino, saying that the partnership is just getting started and there's a lot more that they're looking forward to doing. Then at Turning Point, Santino accused Ava of knowing something about it and not telling him. Eric Young accused Santino of the same thing. Santino accused Eric Young of being in charge of it, and fingers were pointed at Frankie Kazarian for the timing of it, and then capitalizing on it and becoming TNA World Champion. I'm kind of glad it's not over. But do I think this is a whole brand thing? No. I think this is this group of people thing. Ava's claiming she had nothing to do with it. Shawn Michaels is stating he's got nothing to do with it, and they're launching an investigation. So are TNA. I think this is this group potentially led by someone from TNA, and I'm thinking it's Eric Young. He's been saying the cleanse is coming, the cleanse is coming. Although, when you look back on it, we think of a group of people from outside coming in and jumping the top stars, beating everyone who comes in, who tries to fight them off. Fingers pointing towards one guy in the company who's trying to get to the top or is at the top. Because pointing fingers at him because he wasn't attacked. But then getting attacked to maybe throw people off the scent. It's kind of it's aces and eights. Bully Ray, Frankie Kazarian, and the NXT lot. Like, does it match? Does it all fit? I think it does. It could do. I mean, this is all speculation. I don't know what's happening, but is it on a no more situation? Is that what we're looking at? Obviously, it's different in that on a no more, uh, we're free agents at that point. So is it that kind of thing? I'll be very interested to see how it plays out. If I did, I expect it to be done at Showdown now, and I want to see more of it. Let's do it properly then. We have Genesis coming up. Why not make it a lethal lockdown? Why not have a lethal lockdown match at Genesis? Like I said, I'm intrigued to see how this plays out. I do want to touch on the people they sent though, because when this was TNA, they sent Eric Young, they sent Kazarian, they sent Santana, they sent Steve Macklin, they sent the Rascals, or Zachary Wentz, they sent the Inspiration, Lei Ying Lee, Zaya Brookside. Um, they sent the top people. Who did NXT send? Brooks Jensen, who's now only good enough to be on Evolve. Stax, who hasn't done anything in months. Lexus King, who hasn't done anything of any importance in months. High Rise, who have barely been featured. Charlie Dempsey, slightly more, but never really got off the ground. And Robert Stone. Okay, it's confusing as fuck. That's the group they send. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that NXT haven't sent their top stars over, because they have. They've sent over Femi. Yeah, fair enough, like one night, but two shows, one night tapings. They've sent JC Jane. They've sent Fraxium. They've sent Dark State. They've sent I mean, Kalani Jordan. They've sent over Sol Ruka before, Izzy Game, Tatum Paxley. They've sent Dempsey over. Sent all of the NQCC. So I'm not saying that NXT haven't sent their best, because they have. Of course, they sent Trick. But I'm thinking this group doesn't have anything to do with NXT. They're not going off NXT instructions. I think this is someone within TNA bringing them in. You know, there was extra security at the doors, or the extra security, but they still found a way in. Although Ava did send some of those security, so you never know. I'm honestly a bit fed up of just talking about this relationship, because there's good and bad points to it, and I can't keep going through them all. It irritates me a little bit having to go through them all. But I, like I said, I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Glad it's not done, because you know what, 3 weeks, over 3 weeks, it was all done, wrapped up, with friends again. No, I'm not. I'm not buying that. Excuse me. I'm not buying that. Just only three, 4 episodes, and then showdown, and that was it. Done. Okay, cool. On to the next. No, I'm not buying it. So I'm just very intrigued to see where this leads. And yeah, you let me know in the comments where you think this goes. Is this an NXT thing, or is it just someone from TNA letting them in? You let me know. Is it a GFW situation? I don't know, but yeah, you let me know in the comments what you think about all of this with TNA and NXT again. Really interested today. Really interested to hear your thoughts on it. Um, Next, I want to talk about Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. Friday night on SmackDown, uh, LA Knight had a mystery opponent for his first round match in the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. There's lots of speculation, but it turned out to be Zack Ryder. LA Knight beats Zack Ryder and moves on, which is I mean, again, it's kind of left me confused as to why that had happened there. Now I know what I just said about the ranting about waiting for stuff to play out, but the only difference is Matt Cardona isn't signed to WWE anymore. Zack Ryder isn't. That's a one and done. If reports are to be believed, that's it. That's a big return just to have him lose. I'm kind of trying to wrap my head around it. Why he had to lose? Now I understand people get really, really, really defensive about LA Knight not getting the push, and yeah, he should have gone on. So why did they have to have LA Knight face Ryder? I'm not sure that goes anywhere. It doesn't benefit anyone. Zack Ryder, that's a huge return, especially when Cardona has been saying Zack Ryder's done. Although he is always ready and has had gear ready every year in case that call came through. So that's cool. And he finally got to use that gear. You can see the emotion in his face when he walked out to that crowd in Albany. But I just don't understand why he was in that situation in the first place. Surely that this could have been saved for a Rumble appearance. I mean, unless Cena wanted Cardona in this, but I'm not sure why he would. No, I'm not saying that. I didn't mean that part. Oh yeah, not sure why he would, considering he's not supposed to be in control of who he faces or who is part of this tournament. And the big thing floating around was that LA Knight's being punished. That didn't seem like a punishment. So that's one thing that I do see got wrong. It's really confusing. Is it just WWE being petty again? We have a track record of this. Like, how dare you make a name off leaving us? How dare you make a bigger name for yourself? Because Cardona is a bigger name outside of WWE now. He has worked his ass off for the last 5 years. He has absolutely smashed it. One of the biggest names in wrestling right now. and yes, whilst having been able to put former WWE superstar on the posters probably helped. He, he's worked his ass off, done every independent show you can think of, to the biggest and smallest crowds. He's done it. And to return as Zack Ryder and to lose. Now, if this wasn't a one and done thing, I'm like, okay, let's see what they've got. It's confusing, but let's see what they got. But now it is a one and done. They've agreed a merch deal, but that's about it. Yeah, it just feels a bit confusing. And surely that can't be it. You let me know what you think in the comments about all this. It just feels it's just a bit confusing. I don't know why this had to happen this way. I mean, even kicked out of the Radio Silence, the Rough Rider. Okay, let's see if it is a one and done. I guess that's all we can do. I can't logically think of a reason why. But that's the first of two mystery opponents. Next one is today, if you're watching this, on Raw for Solo Sikoa. And given that it's at MSG and NXT is the following night, and he's just signed a contract with the WWE, I think this one you can safely assume is going to be Joe Hendry. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Uh, yeah, just let me know what you think of this on Cardona. It's a bit confusing, but just so another waiting game, I guess. And finally, let's go over to the review or pre/review segment. Starting with the preview. This is for night one of NXT GoldRush. We have announced it will be Fallon Henley versus Zarya for the WWE Speed Women's Championship. It'll be Joe Hendry and Thea Hale versus Ethan Page and Chelsea Green for the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles. We're also getting for the NXT Tag Team titles Leon Slater and Javon Evans versus Dark State. And I think well, I should check this. For the NXT Women's Championship, it's JC Jane against Tatum Paxley. And there might be maybe more matches added, but I think that's about it for night one. And I'm hoping we get new NXT Tag Team Champions in Javon and Leon. But given that Javon is facing Gunther the night before, and that Leon has an eye injury, that's air quotes for the audio listeners, from Rich Swann, I get that turning point. I'm gonna say Dark State win, which I don't like. I think Zarya. Oh, and also it's for the Women's North American Championship. It's Blake Monroe defending against Sol Ruka. I think Blake retains. I think Tatum retains. I think Zarya wins the Speed Championship. I'm gonna say Hendry and Thea win the AAA Mixed Tag titles. And I'm going to say Leon and Javon winning the NXT tag titles. But you let me know in the comments. And now for the review segment. It's from TNA Wrestling Turning Point. We started off with the Knockouts World Championship. Thea Hale versus. We had a countdown match. Matt Warner versus Jake Something versus the Hometown Man. Jake Something pinning the Hometown Man. It was a very good match. A very good hard-hitting match. It was a really well done countdown match. I cannot fault it in any way. Jake Something is a beast, and I need to see more of him. Matt Warner is great, and the Hometown Man is so over. It's awesome to see for Cody Deaner. Because it felt like a bit of a joke at the start, but it's really gone over, and I'm here for it. The Hometown Man is a great character to play, and suits Deaner down to the ground. It's kind of the same as it was the People's Choice thing, but now he's found this. Excellent. Then we had a King's speech from the TNA World Champion Frankie Kazarian. He demanded TNA President Carlos Silva to present him with the title. Carlos Silva then announced that they're launching a formal investigation into the NXT situation, and Kazarian is part of that investigation. He was then interrupted by the co-holder of the Coral Shot Trophy, Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth, saying that they will team tonight, but as soon as they've won their match, Nick is going to call his shot. So a really good countdown show, always is. The countdown TNA countdowns are the best countdowns in pro wrestling. I will die on this hill. It's the best countdown shows in pro wrestling. So then in the opening contest we had Knockouts World Championship, Kalani Jordan defending against M by Elegance, with Kalani retaining in a very good match. M by Elegance, Maggie Lee, before she came to TNA. Didn't know much about her, but has absolutely smashed it. Still not completely sold on Kalani. She's good, but I'm not sure this match should have been. When it was announced that the Elegance brand are going to have title matches, I felt like Heather by Elegance should have been on Turning Point and M on Impact. That's just my opinion, but it would take nothing away from the match. M absolutely smashed it, and it's really well done. I cannot fault this match. So then it was a no DQ match between Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna, and again another absolute banger. Indy Hartwell picking up the win after a Hurts donut on the top of the chair. Brutal. A lot of brutal stuff happened in this match, but my goodness, it was well done. It was so perfect. An elbow drop off the top rope to the outside onto Danny Luna from Indy Hartwell. The Danny Luna throwing the powder in Indy's face, and then from the apron, Danny Luna bringing Indy Hartwell in from the apron and dropping her with a suplex, but then turn it around to Indy land on her face. Danny Luna, when Ash Batley against relinquished the Knockouts World title, Danny Luna should have won that match. She should have won that tournament. She should have won the Knockouts World title, and then have Indy Hartwell win. Danny Luna has been incredible on this heel turn. She's been so good. She's a powerhouse, and now she gets to show it more. Spitfire was great. I cannot fault Spitfire, but Danny Luna as this monster, give her the Jordan Grace treatment. She is fantastic. If you haven't seen it before, go and check. Go check out this match from Turning Point. Then go and check out Danny Luna versus Alex Windsor at Rev Pro. I think it's Revolution Rumble in a dog collar match for the undisputed British Women's Championship. Go and check it out. Danny Luna is a beast and deserves to. Danny Luna is fucking fantastic, and I'll be a fan of Danny Luna forever. She is excellent at what she does. This match was a banger, and make sure you go check this out. Then was I can't remember the order, but I'll just go for the matches I remember, and then we'll go to um, a six-man tag match between the Hardys and Cedric Alexander against Order 4, Ali, and the Great Hands. Ali and the Great Hands picking up the win after Agent Zero distracted the Hardys, and the Hardys chased him down with chairs. Cedric gets laid out by Ali, and Ali picks up the win against Cedric Alexander in this tag match. Again, really good match. Not my personal favourite, but a really good match. And Order 4 on the rise. It looks like Order 4 will be the next challengers for the TNA World Tag Team titles. I'm fine with it. Great Hands are a great team. Jason Hotch is a superstar. I'm all good for this match to take place. See what happens with it. But yeah, it's banger. Then it was BDE versus AJ Francis. AJ Francis defeating BDE with two down payments, brutal down payments as well. BDE really impressed me. I didn't know anything about BDE. I know now he's a YouTuber and that he competes at Rev Pro quite a lot and is the Remix champion. Wrestling Revolver, sorry, Wrestling Revolver is the Remix champion. He's good. Someone's been going about it for under a year. He's good. He hit a huge Canadian Destroyer on AJ Francis, which sat me up. It sat me up. Uh, very athletic, and I think if TNA could keep hold of him, he could be something special. He's very good at it. AJ Francis. I'm not the biggest fan of AJ Francis. I'm not really a fan of him at all. But I understand the people he brings into the company. Like the attention he can bring on the company for the people he knows, which is invaluable sometimes. But AJ picking up the win and saying this is the best you've got for me. This is what a champion looks like. All right, let's see what happens with AJ Francis. But BDE impressed me. Then 8-man tag team action. No, before we got to that, it was triple threat knockouts world tag team action. Inspiration defending against the Angel Warriors, Xia Brookside and Lei Ying Li, and was supposed to be Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard. Tessa not medically cleared. That introduces the new signing to TNA, Mila Moore. Again, I haven't seen before. She's had a couple of matches on Explosion and got signed with Jada Stone. Mila Moore looks good. She looks really good. The Inspiration retain the tag titles. I think they pinned Victoria Crawford, but Mila Moore looks great. She's got the look, she's got the agility, and could be something good for TNA. I don't mind if she joins this faction with Tessa and Victoria Crawford. Fine with it. I think they do a great having that experience around her. I think it'd be great for her. Angel Warriors are a good team. Zybrooks are still a little bit cringy, but they are a very good team. I mean, I don't know why Zai has to scream at every move. It kind of gets a bit grating when he has to scream at every move. But yeah, the Angel Warriors are a really good team. Speaking of the Angel Warriors, just to quickly go back to the NXT preview again, should have looked at the card. I looked peek behind the curtain. I wasn't planning doing a preview of NXT, but I thought I had to do one. It triple threat for Knockouts World Title: Jordan Grace, Klein Jordan, and Lei Ying Lee. I think Jordan Grace wins the Knockouts World Title. Okay. But back to this. Um, yeah, again, a decent tag team match. Like, huge fan inspiration. A great. Glad to see they can stick around for a little bit, even though their contracts were up. Glad to see they were sticking around. Really good match all in all. Yeah, then I said they retain the titles, and I don't know who's next, but let's keep going. I'm here for it. Then it's 8-man tag team action. The Systems, Moose, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and the soon-to-be retired JDC going up against the Rascals. The full force of the Rascals. Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, and Desmond Alexander. No, Desmond Xavier. The returning Desmond Xavier. All four Rascals back in the treehouse. Banger. And if it wasn't for the next, no, you know what? If it wasn't for the next match, and if this match had gone a little bit longer, this would be match of the night. Uh, just incredible. All four of the Rascals, like, just flying everywhere. Moose is a powerhouse. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers are a great tag team. JDC putting on a banger. Like, this was fantastic from start to finish. The breakup of the pins, the fast pace of this match, so good. I it just the Rascals came up with a win uh, after hitting Hot Fire Flame onto um, JDC, but Myron Reed hitting the flame on the cutter over the top rope onto the outside to everyone outside to Brian Myers to everyone else, onto Brian Myers onto everyone outside. Incredible. Rascals are just fantastic, and I hope we see more of them. I hope they're sticking around permanently because I need the Rascals in TNA forever. This is fantastic to watch, and I wasn't sure if all four of them were going to gel this well. They have, and it's going to be fantastic to watch. Give them more contracts and let's go. Then it was the TNA X Division Championship match. Leon Slater defending successfully against Rich Swann. Banger. Rich Swann in the shape of his career, shape of his life. Leon Slater is excellent. I was glad to see that he didn't have to do that big play Slater. He dive over the corner post because we don't see it every match. We really don't. Keep it special. We don't need it every match. Just Rich Swann hitting the 450 to perfection. The it was a very simple move in that Leon ran to Rich in the corner. Rich flipped him away to the outside, and Leon catching his eye on the corner of the steel steps. The sound brutal, but Leon sold it really well with the depth perception thing. Leon sold it really well. Rich Swann he's fantastic, and we need to be seeing more of this. Hopefully, this is coming to the end of him in first class. I don't need to see that. Oh, good guy, Rich Swann, please. Can you handle this? Welcome to the party. I need that Rich Swann. He did his dance. Yeah, I need this Rich Swann. Just fantastic to watch. The X Division is perfect. Now we've got Rich Swann back in it. Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. Leon Slater is going to be a star. Then to the main event, it was tag team action. Frankie Kazarian, the TNA World Champion, and the GoldRush Trophy holder Nick Nemeth teaming up against Steve Macklin, what's supposed to be Mike Santana. There's rumors floating around that Mike Santana no-showed, and I think the precious journos, wrestling journalists, got a little bit touchy that TNA tried to work them, but it's wrestling. Macklin doing a great job of fighting him off until Kazarian and Nemeth got on the same page, start beating him down. Shout out Mara Sade for coming out and super kicking Ryan Nemeth to help Macklin out. But towards the end of the match, we were shown outside in the car pulling up. Mike Santana getting out and just walking straight through the building, past security, straight to the building, taping up, walked in and just tagged himself in and went to work on everyone. Hurt elbow, the lot, but Mike is pissed off and I'm here for it. Let's go. Santana spin the block on Nick Nemeth to win the match. Sold it really well again, but Nick Nemeth looked like he was about to cash in, but was dropped by Brooks Jensen again. And then the NXT lot stormed the building, stormed the ring. Everyone trying to come up to make the save. Hardy's come up trying to make the save with steel chairs. They get beaten down. Everyone gets beaten down. Santino gets taken out by Brooks Jensen whilst he's trying to talk to his son-in-law, Stax. I think he'll be sleeping on the sofa the next few days. Everyone getting laid out, and that's how it ends. All in all, a very good show. Considering they threw it together in a week with no build to it, or they had take TV and then the show, TV PLE, with no TV in between that, apart from a few untelevised matches they showed. Really good. Can't fault it. Banger, 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 banger. Yeah, that was the show. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on that show. And yeah, I guess we can call that a podcast. Appreciate you all for stopping by and watching, checking it out, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. It really is go a long way, and I appreciate you so much for doing it. Hit the highest number on the podcast this week. Only 60, but still the fact 60 people chose to watch my podcast means a lot. I appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, opinions, and everything in the comments. Like, share, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. I have been the MIC. Goodbye for now.